Hey everybody, hope you're having a good day. Just going to talk a little bit today about back in the day when I was young and man, 11, 12 years old, 13, you start thinking about driving, getting your own vehicle. You're stuck at home and dependent on everybody when you can't drive. Uh, my dad had a blue and white 65 Chevrolet pickup. It was standard, had a shift on the column. And of course, like I say, two pedals, or really three if you count the gas pedal, clutch and a brake and the gas pedal. But get out in the cow pasture. He'd take me out in the cow pasture, and we would work on pressing in on the clutch, releasing it slowly, giving the truck a little gas, and you take off and you drive. We would parallel park between trees and stuff like that in amongst the cows, and so that's how I learned to drive a standard transmission vehicle. But man, nowadays, I mean, why would anybody, even back then really, as soon as they come out with automatic gears, why would you want to drive a clutch? Some people like it. I don't like it. I remember in that old 65 Chevrolet pickup, you go up on a hill and maybe you have somebody come up behind you, and man, you got to give it the gas, and you got to let it on that clutch, and you got to go, because if you roll back, you're going to hit the car behind you, and inevitably the car behind you would always pull up pretty darn close, and you're like, I wish they wouldn't have pulled up that close. But anyway, I never hit anybody that I recall. As I got close to 16, my brother, he had a 72 Monte Carlo. It was a green color, had a vinyl top, and he was getting a new truck. So with the help of my parents, I was able to, mainly my mom went and got a loan, helped me get a loan, and we bought that 72 Monte Carlo. And I played sports and stuff, so I tried to do that and work a job as well, so I needed a vehicle to get around. But that old 72 Monte Carlo, it was great. It ran pretty good, used a little oil, but it was a good first vehicle for me. I remember it had a AM radio. That's all it had, AM radio back in them days. That's about 1976 or 77. And man, I was so proud. I had a buddy who had an FM converter, and he showed me how to put that thing in. And we put that in that 72 Monte Carlo, and bam, I was able to get FM radio. I thought that was great. And later on, I got like a cassette. Might have been I think it was a cassette player where you could play tapes and stuff. So that was kind of my experience with my first vehicle. Like I say, I've told y'all I worked on a farm before. Just a tidbit of information here. We had cows. Dad had about 35, 40 head of cows, and he even was in the dairy business 2 different times. And of course, where he fed the cows, they like to poop, and the poop would build up, and there was 3 of us boys, 3 brothers, counting myself, and Dad would always give us, he gifted us with a pitchfork apiece. We had a nice pitchfork, and oftentimes he'd say, boys, when I come in tomorrow, I need to see that manure spreader out there field. He would park a manure spreader out by where the cows ate, and we would go out there in nothing but our tennis shoes on and a pair of shorts, and we would shovel that manure, throw it on the manure spreader, because Dad would always take it, and he'd take it out on the pasture where the grass was, and that manure spreader would sling it up in the air, so to speak, and spread that manure, and man, that was good for grass to grow on. So that helped them old cows have something to eat. And that's about all I got for today, man. I'm trying to make some money on YouTube. I ain't made a dime. I see all these people that say they're making money. So if you enjoy what I do and what I talk about, which is not too often, like, share, subscribe to this, and I'll be back with some more, and hope y'all have a great day.